You're lying there. The conversation ended hours ago. Maybe it was fine. Maybe it was fine. But you're running it back anyway. The thing you said, the pause before their response, the way they tilted their head. You're not anxious exactly. It's more like scanning, like you're looking for something, a mistake, an offense, a moment where you were too much or not enough. The conversation is over, but your brain hasn't left. And here's the part nobody talks about. You're not doing this because something went wrong. You're doing this because something in you believes it might prevent something from going wrong next time. That belief is the whole problem. On the surface, what you experience is just overthinking. You replay the conversation, notice a few things, feel vaguely bad about them, and eventually let it go. But look at what it actually costs. Not just the hour you lose at midnight, the way you edit yourself before conversations, because you already know you'll be reviewing footage afterward. The relationships where you never feel fully relaxed, where part of you is always watching, always auditing. The version of you that you never quite get to be because the reviewer is always in the room. And then there's the trap underneath that. You've probably tried to talk yourself out of it. You've told yourself, it wasn't that bad, they didn't notice, you're overthinking. And it works for a while, until the next conversation, and you do it again. The reason you can't stop by reasoning your way out, it's not because you're bad at reasoning. It's because reasoning isn't what's driving this. Something else is, and you've been treating it as the wrong kind of problem entirely. The first thing most people try is reassurance. You replay the conversation, looking for evidence that it was fine. They smiled, they texted you afterward, nobody seemed upset. You collect the good data and build a case for your own defense. And this feels like the right move. It's rational, it's grounded. Except here's the thing. Every time you seek reassurance, you train the threat monitoring system to treat that conversation as a threat that required monitoring. You're not calming it down, you're confirming its job description. The next conversation, it shows up earlier, it looks harder, it builds a slightly bigger file. The second approach is to catch yourself in the moment. You go into conversations more present, more intentional. You remind yourself not to spiral afterward. You have a rule now. And for the first few interactions, it helps. But conscious rules operate in your prefrontal cortex. The loop doesn't. It runs in the same system that monitors whether your body is in danger, the same system that kept your ancestors alive by obsessively reviewing social dynamics in the tribe. You cannot override a survival mechanism with a note to self. Both of these approaches assume the loop is about the conversation. It isn't. It never was. There's a process in psychology called post-event processing, PEP. After a social interaction, the brain runs a review, especially in people whose threat systems are finely tuned to social cues. Here's the scene. You're at a small gathering. A colleague asks you a question. You answer. There's a half-second pause before they respond. You clock it. You move on. The conversation ends. The evening ends. But that pause, that half-second, gets flagged, filed, and at 11 p.m., it gets opened again. Now here's what most people think is happening. They think they're looking for mistakes to correct. They believe the replay is quality control, a way of doing better next time. And that frame makes it feel productive, almost virtuous. You're taking social interaction seriously. You care. But watch what the brain is actually doing. It isn't looking for ways to improve your communication. It's scanning for evidence of rejection, for signals that your place in the group is less secure than it felt. Every facial expression, every pause, every word choice gets evaluated against one central question. Am I still safe here? This is the threat monitoring bias in social evaluation. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between physical danger and social danger, not cleanly. Being excluded from the group in ancestral environments
often meant death. So the system that monitors for predators also monitors for social fractures. It is genuinely trying to keep you alive. The problem is the environment changed. You're not in a tribe of 50 people where one bad interaction could result in exile. You're at a work lunch, you're texting a friend. The social stakes are dramatically lower, but the system doesn't know that. It didn't get the update, so it runs the same protocol, thorough, anxious, relentless, because the last time a species stopped monitoring for social rejection, it died out. The loop isn't looking for what you did wrong. It's looking for whether you're still loved, still included, still safe. It's scanning for the one piece of evidence that could finally settle the question your nervous system never stops asking: do I still belong? And the cruelest part, it can never find that evidence because belonging isn't in the footage. No amount of re-watching will prove it. The question can't be answered by reviewing the tape. So the loop runs again tomorrow. You've been treating this as a quality control problem. It's actually a belonging safety problem. The replay isn't a cognitive habit, it's a fear response. And it's not afraid of social awkwardness. It's afraid of disconnection, of being cast out, of mattering less than you think you do to the people around you. That changes everything about how you work with it. You can't edit your way out. You can't reason your way out. You can't review the tape until it clears your conscience, because the jury isn't the conversation. The jury is your nervous system's model of your own social security. The loop runs because some part of you still isn't sure you're safe, not in that conversation, in general, with people, in the world. That's not a thinking problem. That's an older wound. And recognizing it as one, just that, begins to change what the loop means when it starts. Next time you catch yourself replaying, don't redirect, don't reassure, just name what's actually happening out loud, even quietly, even to yourself. My brain is scanning for rejection right now. That's what this is. Not a fix, not a dismissal, just an accurate label. Because the moment you name the real fear, not, I said something awkward, but I'm afraid I'm not safe with these people, you're no longer inside the loop. You're watching it. That distance is the beginning of something different. If the replaying stopped tomorrow, if the scanning just went quiet, what would you actually believe about yourself? Not what you'd tell someone, what you'd actually believe, alone, with no evidence to review. I don't know the answer to that, but I think you do.